尊敬的普京总统
President Putin, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues from different parts of the world, friends. It's a great pleasure for me to once again come to Vladivostok, 8 years after my previous trip. First of all, I would like to say sincere thank you to President Putin for the warm welcome. Thank you to my Russian friends for their hospitality. The Eastern Economic Forum has been launched by President Putin, and it has been held 3 times quite successfully. It has become a venue for discussion of cooperative issues of key importance. This time, in this forum, we have an unprecedented number of guests that came from different countries. I admire the scale of the forum, and I would like to congratulate President Putin and my Russian friends on this event. This is fresh wind from the east that brings life to everything. We have seen a lot of beautiful things after we came here. It impresses us a lot. Vladivostok looks differently. We see a lot of ships in the harbor. We see a beautiful bridge that flies over the bay and comes to the Ruski Island. This is telling us how rapidly the city is developing. The achievements of Vladivostok are the reflection of rapid development of the Russia's Far East in recent years. The theme of this forum is expansion of opportunities. The Far Eastern region opens up a broad range of possibilities for new production, for development of cooperation. China has always been and is still a participant of development projects in eastern part of Russia. We have unique geographic benefits. China and Russia are biggest neighbors. We have solid political base. We are partners in comprehensive strategic cooperation. Chinese-Russian relations are at the all-time high level. We get strong support from the political powers, and this helps us to rebuild the industrial base in the east of Russia. This is a national strategy for Russia. We have good mechanisms that have been created by the Commission for Development of northeast of China and far east of Russia. There is a business council associated with this organization. Several leaders of Chinese and Russian regions are involved in this work. There are joint efforts. China has participated in projects in the Russian Far East, and they have been successful. In 2017, the trade turnover between China and Far Eastern Federal region has been in excess of $7 billion. China participates in more than 30 projects in priority development areas and in Freeport, Vladivostok. The overall volume is higher than $4 billion. China is the biggest partner and investor in Russia's Far East. China has already set up a regional development fund with a volume of 100 billion RMB, with the initial capital of 10 billion RMB. Together with Russian partners, we will maintain the operation of this fund so that big projects could become successful. This fund should become an effective vehicle in cooperation between China and Russia. A oil pipeline between Russia and China is built. A natural gas pipeline is being built. Railways and motorways are being built. We are coming close to the time when we will harvest the results of our cooperative projects in the Far East. In these years, we, together with President Putin, have announced the period of Chinese-Russian cooperation. This is opening up new opportunities for cooperation between our countries in the Far East. With the Russian side, we will make our contribution to development of infrastructure, energy, agriculture, tourism. We will mobilize small and medium-sized businesses, make sure there's a greater high-tech contribution to the economy, make sure that the share of added value products production is growing. We should learn from each other and make contribution to growth in China and in Russian Far East. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, in the new conditions, we should go together hand in hand and increase our cooperation in the interest of peace, stability, development in the region. I would like to share a few thoughts with you. First, we should strengthen trust for the benefit of peace and stability in the region. Currently, we see very complex changes in the political domain. There is a lot of protectionism. There is a lot of strength-built policy that we see around. In Asia, we account for 23% of global population and 19% of global GDP. Stable, consolidated Southeast Asia would be good for the entire world, and it would help to support multinational efforts to maintain fair world order, make it more rational. China is a part of Northeast Asia, and we stick to peaceful development course. We want to establish good, friendly relations with our neighbors. China acts in the spirit of respect and plays a constructive role in cooperative projects. We are involved in dialogue with different countries in the region. We take into account their wishes and concerns. We are prepared to work together with all parties. We want to increase trust in a search of effective way to solid peace and stability in Northeast Asia. We will make our contribution to this process. Secondly, we should strengthen cooperation for mutual benefit in Northeast Asia. This region has rich energy resources. It is a leading region in terms of high-tech research and development. This area has a lot of financial resources and a lot of talents. Every country in Northeast Asia has unique benefits and has unique features in economic development. Different countries complement each other. When the situation in the region is stabilizing and things are getting better, countries of the region can use these benefits to increase their cooperation in different domains. We should be more active, bringing together our development strategies, aligning them. President Putin and I have agreed that China and Russia are aligning their policies successfully. One Belt, One Road is connected to Eurasian Economic Union. We see tangible outcomes. Chinese side is prepared to align its strategy to all other countries to have better exchange of information, to coordinate our political efforts. We want to join efforts and identify the main direction of development. We need to make connectivity a priority. We need transnational infrastructure, which should simplify and enhance trade, improve markets' liquidity. It should help capital flow and technology flow. It should optimize use of resources. Together, we should build open regional economy and create an economic ring in Northeast Asia. We should work towards greater cooperation in different formats, regional and sub-regional. We have achieved good results in trilateral projects between China, Japan, and South Korea, also China, Russia, and Mongolia. China is open for international cooperation. Everything that contributes to stability, development, and mutual benefit in the region. We are willing to act with other countries to study opportunities associated with cooperation in different formats, including sub-regional formats, so that we can launch more projects that would benefit the people of the region. I count on Asian Bank's role in this, the Fund of the Silk Road. I hope that they will offer support to such projects. Thirdly, we should learn from each other, learn from other people's experience to strengthen friendship between people. North Asian countries have a lot of things in common. For a long time, we have been developing the friendship links. We have had a lot of very touching stories. For example, All Russia Children's Center Ocean in Vladivostok has welcomed over 500 children from Benchuan province in China. Our children have spent time there. They have been taken very good care of in a very warm atmosphere. In their hearts, now they have a very special attitude to Russia. Amongst those children, there was one boy named Xi Jinping. He made a wish. He wanted to come back to Russia to study. He put a message in a bottle and threw it into the water. And an employee of the Ocean Center has found this bottle and read the message. So the wish came true. The boy is now studying in the Far Eastern Federal University, which is a good example of exchange programs between different peoples in the region. In the future, I suggest that we should use the existing base of contacts and do more to expand our cooperation in traditional areas. Education, culture, youth exchanges. We should continue to learn from each other in order to preserve our historical and cultural heritage. We should protect intellectual property to create a good venue for cooperation between peoples of different countries, nations, and ages. Fourth, we should work for long-term future in order to make our development efforts comprehensive and long-term. There are several factors that play a role in Northeast Asia: unequal development, high rate of growth, multiple joint projects. Countries of the region should face the reality and work in a constructive fashion, developing long-term projects, coordinating and aligning their efforts. This way we would be able to develop our economies in a balanced way, make better use of resources that nature has to offer. Together with the countries of the region, we're willing to look at new models of coordinated development in Northeast Asia. We want to enhance and increase the level of cooperation, speed it up, so that we can better manage the environment and make our economies lean and make our industries more effective and efficient. We want to face the environmental issues that we have in the region. President Putin, ladies and gentlemen, friends, we would like to use historic opportunities together with other countries of the region. We want to make our cooperation in the Far East more active. We want to develop cooperation in all of Northeast Asia. We want it to be multifaceted development. We want to do many more things together so that all peoples in the region would get better prospects and would be able to enjoy the outcomes of our cooperative projects. We would like to open up the potential